Jeff, how did Mitt Romney bounce back so effectively last night in that time from South Carolina to Florida?
In South Carolina, Mitt Romney was not able to define Newt Gingrich as a moderate like he is. He was able to let Newt Gingrich become the conservative. In Florida, exactly the opposite took place. Newt Gingrich isn't a conservative. In fact, Newt Gingrich and Mitt Romney are both very good Republican candidates. And when both candidates are equal in the minds of the voters, electability becomes the big issue. And last night, 46% of those who went to the polls said electability was the key issue. And I think we now know that most of the Republicans in Florida think that Mitt Romney has the best chance of knocking off President Obama. Now, what it's clear is that, over the course of the last week, a lot of well-known conservatives did not endorse Newt Gingrich, especially people like Dick Armey, who is a titular head of the Tea Party movement. He was the lieutenant, the chief lieutenant to Newt Gingrich when he was Speaker. He was the House Majority Leader. And in fact, he was the person in charge of putting together the contract with America back in 1995. So how is it that Dick Armey has not endorsed Newt Gingrich, or Tom DeLay, or Bill Paxton, people who were really around him and good conservatives? And that's because it's clear that Newt is not a conservative, but he is an outstanding Republican, and Mitt Romney is an outstanding Republican. So no matter who makes it to the general election, Republicans will want to get around one of these two candidates and defeat Obama in the fall. But the bottom line is, it's a race right now between two good Republicans. The conservative is Rick Santorum, and we know right now that he probably is rethinking his strategy. He's rethinking his entrance into the race, and he's probably thinking that unless I have enough money to do a 35-state strategy, maybe it's time to leave the race. But we'll leave that to Rick Santorum. He's a very good man. He was a very good senator, and he'll be a great leader for the future as well.
Jeff, looking at Newt specifically, the big question is what happens next? How can Gingrich get the delegates to have a competitive convention?
Well, I think he has to do three things, and the Newt Gingrich that I know actually perhaps could pull this off, but it is a tall mountain to climb. Number one, he needs to have an organization in all 50 states. Now, there's no question he has supporters in all 50 states, but does he have town chairman and county chairman and finance chairman and people to get out the vote in all 50 states? I think the answer is no. Number two, can he compete with Mitt Romney in the money? He just simply can't do that. That's a very high order. He can put together money to probably get the message out in several states, but he really needs to do a much better job at fundraising, so he needs to get at that. And third, and this is a very important one, is he on the ballot in all 50 states? We now know he's not on the ballot in Virginia, but how many other states is he not on the ballot? You need to be on the ballot in order to compete. When you have to compete to try and win to get those delegates to take to the Republican National Convention next fall. But, Newt Gingrich has a lot of tenacity. He's not out of this thing yet.